All right, guys. Welcome to another film breakdown from Bring the Juice. Here, guys, Derek and Max with you here again today. This one, the Colts lose to the Pittsburgh Steelers 24-17. Here, we're going to break down a couple of the big plays that happened in this game that really set the tone early for another slow start offensively for Indianapolis. On this play that you're about to see, Matt Ryan throws his first interception of the day. Both these bottom two wide receivers, which are Doolin at the bottom and Michael Pittman on the slot, are both going to run in routes. And here, Pittman at the 40 is actually going to throw his defender to the ground. So he actually gets away with pass interference here. But Matt Ryan has to step up in the pocket and then throws this ball to an outside shoulder of Michael Pittman. And this bottom corner where Doolin eventually catches up to Pittman ends up making the interception here. As you can see, yeah, the corner just breaks off of the route with Doolin and just ends up intercepting Matt Ryan here. I mean, Max, you and I were trying to figure it out. Matt Ryan, especially early in this game, a lot of accuracy problems in this game.
Yeah, and the Colts didn't hold up to their end of the bargain with the Matt Ryan trade, with the protection of the offensive line all season, and the receivers not getting open and doing their job part of the season as well. But Matt Ryan, they didn't think they were going to get this kind of Matt Ryan, and it looks like Matt Ryan kind of fell off a cliff in the last 6 months, really.
All right, guys. So one of the few good defensive plays from the Indianapolis Colts defense, who, again, had their backs up against the wall all game, especially in that first half when they were on the field for about over 22 minutes of the first half, Max, if you can believe it. 22 minutes this defense was on the field in that first half, and these guys were exhausted. But after that interception, short field, potential for the Steelers to blow the game open right here and then. Yannick Ngakoue pretty much takes control of this drive, this sack here that you guys are about to witness. And he also gets another sack 2 plays later, which put the Steelers out of field goal range in that moment. So what you're going to have is you have Yannick Ngakoue on the right side. You have Grover Stewart on the right. You got Eric Johnson, the third and the left defensive end. Then you have Dio Dangbo, who's filling in for Kwity Paye being out again. Both of these edge guys are going to get tremendous pressure here on the backside edges. And Pickett has nowhere to throw the football at first. So this is a lot like a secondary sack here. And Pickett tries to make something with his legs, and then he just goes right into the hands of Yannick Ngakoue. See that pressure on the edge. Pickett nowhere to go. Just goes right into Yannick. Very powerful move there by Yannick Ngakoue to move that left tackle back. I mean, over these last few weeks here, Max, I mean, Yannick Ngakoue is starting to look like the defensive end we were expecting when we signed him.
Exactly. And he hasn't been shown in the sack department, which is what you're referring to, but he has been setting the edges and doing everything else at defensive end and reading his keys that defensive end's job assignment is to do. So it's not like he has not been productive. He just hasn't been showing up in the sack line. And with at least 3 or 4 sacks, I think, Derek, in the last couple of games, he's at 8.5 now. He's one of only 7 players in NFL history to be able to do that.
Yep, absolutely. And there's the other sack there for that one. Just unblocked, and Yannick makes the play. Yep. So fantastic work.
7.5 sacks in his first 8 seasons, I believe. Or 8.5 sacks in his first 7 seasons. There's only like 6 other players to be able to do that.
Right.
Yeah.
All right, guys. So another good play here from the defense. Again, the Colts offense putting this defense in a bad situation. Another Rodney McLeod appreciation play for this game. I swear I see Rodney McLeod make at least 1 or 2 of these every game. Rodney McLeod here is the free safety at the top left. The Pittsburgh Steelers are really just going to run a quick dump pass to Najee Harris out of the backfield if
That's McFarland.
If Gilmore is staying one-on-one with this receiver at the top, which he was. But Rodney McLeod does an amazing job here of faking Kenny Pickett out by initially going backwards while he's making adjustments. And then right when the ball's about to be hiked, starts marching up towards the line of scrimmage. And once Najee completely runs out the backfield, he instinctively knows that it's going right there, and it makes a huge play at the line of scrimmage. See, backs up a little bit while he's looking. Ball's about to be snapped, steps up. Najee gets it, never even a chance to make a play. Rodney McLeod, another great defensive play from Rodney McLeod, Max.
Yeah, he's perfect for this defense. He played it in Jim Schwartz in Philadelphia, had a lot of success in Philadelphia. Philadelphia moved on, traded for Chauncey Gardner-Johnson, a couple other rookie safeties that are also playing well. So Rodney McLeod fell out of the rotation there. And this is a very underrated sign by Chris Ballard this offseason.
All right, guys. So one of the bad things that we're going to show here about what happened with the defense, Kenny Moore really got targeted a lot in this game. Kenny Moore, who has been asking for a new contract, has definitely not been the Pro Bowl corner that we saw from him last year, has really struggled this year in a lot of different ways. And this is just another one of those. Now, this might have been a designed zone in the middle of the field with Kenny Moore, but what you're going to see is you're going to look at it, and it looks like Faison and Gilmore as the outside corners are going to be playing man, and then EJ Speed is going to take the opposite end tight end here on the right side and play man on him. So we would assume Kenny Moore is playing man at this spot, but we're not sure. But either way, this is just another one of those where Kenny takes his eye off the man for a split second, isn't able to keep up with Pat Freiermuth, and, gets exploited for a 9-yard gain here. Kenny lines up on the outside. He's looking at the quarterback. He kind of notices it, but notices it late, and Kenny just hits him, and it ends up being a big gain. I mean, not a bad thing in the grand scheme of things, Max, but we saw Kenny was getting targeted more than any other Colts cornerback all game. And, I mean, it really doesn't need to be explained why that is.
Right. And it feels like he's lost his confidence this season. He's been picked on a lot throughout the season. That Texans game in the first game of the season really stood out to me. I don't know what the reasons are, but it looks like he's not playing with as much confidence as he has been in his first few years of his career. And I feel like somebody needs to remind him who he is and what he's done, of that Pro Bowl and All-Pro cornerback that he is.
All right, guys. So this is going to be a decent run here for Jonathan Taylor. Ends up getting about 12 or so yards on this run. One of his best runs of the night. Colts only ran the ball with Jonathan Taylor 6 times in the first half, which was a huge mistake by Parks Frazier and Jeff Saturday. Jonathan Taylor was averaging almost 6 yards a carry in the first half. It really needed to be more of a point of emphasis for this offense to try to get something going. But here you're just going to see a zone gap read here, and they're just going to run it to this right side. They're just going to take whoever is to their right. And the Colts all do a fantastic job here. Braden Smith seals off Watt. Will Fries is going to get Devin Bush here on the left side, who's going to blitz. Ryan Kelly gets to the left side of this D tackle and seals him off. And then Quentin Nelson gets to the second level, and then Ryman takes this defensive tackle and does a fantastic job of putting him in the dirt. So everyone on the offensive line here does their job, and Jonathan, he's able to make a play because of it. Bush comes in late. Everybody seals, push down. Jonathan makes one guy miss. And then Jonathan, again, Max, we keep saying it. When Jonathan at least gets a yard or two of space just to be able to put his foot in the ground and just go forward, I mean, good things are going to happen for you.
Right. And he said a couple of weeks ago in his press conference that he has to move this linebacker with his eyes or with his ball movement. So you can see this linebacker is tracking him right now through this hole. And then, boom, he's going to get taken out. And then he has to step over the garbage of Ryman, and this defensive lineman is going to try to swipe at his legs, steps right over, keeps his legs moving, and lowers his shoulder for an extra couple yards.
All right, guys. So this is going to end up being an incomplete pass here on a comeback route by Michael Pittman on the right side. And this is a play that I think really embodies the biggest problem that the Colts have offensively. Defenses have come to realize that the Colts offensive line has not done a great job of blocking all year. There's not a ton of velocity on Matt Ryan's passes anymore, and Matt Ryan doesn't throw the ball more than 20, 30 yards down the field very much anymore. So these corners, while they're playing 10 yards back, are not afraid that once these receivers make their cuts, they know to attack right away. And that's what you're going to see here with Michael Pittman. Pittman is never open on this route unless Matt Ryan throws this thing earlier, and he doesn't. And what you're going to see is Paris Campbell garners the attention of both these top safeties here in the slot. And Pierce is going to run a 15-yard in route, and he actually beats the corner. But Matt Ryan never looks to the left side. He only eyes Pittman, and this is the end result. I mean, the corner's reading that the whole way. There's no look off. There's no nothing like that. I mean, you're going to look at Matt Ryan's eyes, and while it maybe looks off the safety right away, it goes straight to Pittman, and there's just not a lot of velocity there, Max, and there's no creativity with it. I mean, just at the end of the day, it's just stale.
Right. There's no velocity on his throws, and there's zero threat of a vertical passing game in this Colts offense. These corners know, and they know during the week going in, hey, Matt Ryan is not going to throw it more than 20 yards down the field. He's not going to throw it more than 25 yards down the field. Look for in routes, look for hitches, look for 5-yard ins and outs. That's what these DBs are being trained to do during the week when they play the Colts, no matter what team it is. There's zero threat of a vertical passing game. And this one read, we've seen too many times throughout these film sessions, these one read kind of looks that the Colts are running on offense, and it's getting stale. And not only is this offensive line holds up here. Matt Ryan can go through all of his progressions. Paris Campbell, Alec Pierce, Michael Pittman, Nikola Kalinick even goes out for a route. He has all these kind of options, and he only looks for Michael Pittman, and he's not even open. It just been a frustrating thing this Colts offense has thrown out. Colts offense has performed all year, struggling with performance.
All right, guys. So here we're going to talk about one of the special teams play for the Indianapolis Colts. Special teams outside of the blocked field goal to end the half. The Indianapolis Colts special teams were really, really solid in that game. Kick return especially. I think the Colts all had I think every single one of their returns, which they returned, ended up going at least 30 yards. They had over 200 kick return yards on the day. So Isaiah Rodgers and Dallas Flowers really did a fantastic job of putting this offense in great field position. I think every time meeting at least the 30-yard line. So very impressive. And then this one by Dallas Flowers, who is all the way in the back of the end zone. So almost 10 yards there. He gets about 8 yards deep into there. And he's just going to take this. And this is the opening play of the second half. Talk about a huge momentum swing here for the Indianapolis Colts. You know, see this? He just takes this. And Dallas Flowers, when he sees that middle open up, he just shoots it. Nobody there. And I thought for a second he was going to take this, but what a great angle there by 42. Unfortunately, gets brought down at the 18, but what a play by the undrafted rookie who's coming in, trying to make a name for himself in Indianapolis. And this is where you make it on special teams. And what a run here to start off the second half, Max.
Yep. And coming out of half, Isaiah Rodgers actually went to special teams coordinator Bubba Ventrone and said, give Dallas Flowers a chance because I think he's going to end up breaking one. And it proved to be true. He didn't break it. He didn't take it to the house, but he did break it and take it 80 some odd yards. And Isaiah Rodgers being that selfless teammate, and he's been playing really well this year. And Dallas Flowers also, like you said, making a name for himself. And he should be showcasing that speed more often this season as we go forward.
All right, guys. So here today, this is the Jelani Woods breakout game. Had 8 catches for 98 yards, about 7 of those, and 80 of those yards came in the second half, mainly in that third and fourth quarter. And he had himself a phenomenal game. It was definitely his game. Unfortunately, it just didn't lead to more points. But this catch definitely led to some more points on the second drive for Indianapolis in the third quarter. He's just going to run a faded out route here when patched up against that linebacker. Jelani, with his frame and his speed, I mean, Matt Ryan even underthrows him, but Jelani does a fantastic job of just coming down with it and making sure he secures it. It's just going to come off here, just on that linebacker. Just great agility to get to the outside there. I mean, Max, I mean, the Colts need to get this guy more involved in the weekly plan, man, because, I mean, he's got some intangibles, man, that are really looking nice right now.
Right. From this angle, watching it back right now, watch him when his body control and his hands. It's just impossible for a guy that big to move like that and have that kind of speed down the field. He's uncoverable, especially in the red zone. And where he's been all season, I have no idea. He should be on the field almost every snap. He should be tight end one. And hopefully they keep getting him more involved as the season goes on.
And then this play right here, which we're about to see, this is just going to be a run up the middle. Jonathan Taylor does a fantastic job here. Just looking at the power of Jonathan Taylor. If you run that back, Max, I mean, the offensive line does a fantastic job of all these blocks. Everyone is blocked right there in the middle. And then Jonathan finds that crease. And then this is just what Jonathan Taylor does. Just almost better than any other running back in the NFL. It's just mano-a-mano, doesn't ever stop his feet, and just running through people, and gets another 5-6 yards when most guys would have been dropped at first contact.
Exactly right. Best back in the NFL.
What's going on, everybody? Today I want to talk to you about our sponsor, BetStamp. Now, I know what you're thinking. Derek, another betting app? What is so different about this one now? Well, I got to tell you guys, I'm not into online gambling a whole lot and bets online and everything, but I got to tell you, BetStamp is one of the coolest things I have ever seen in regards to betting online. The great thing about BetStamp is it allows you to see all the different odds from all different sports books and see which one provides you the best odds possible for any game or scenario you want to bet on for your pick versus some of the worst. BetStamp allows you to also buy and sell picks that you have without worrying about losing your money or having any issues with it. Believe me, it's all free. I mean, look at this, guys. You have an option for every game across all different kinds of leagues in a ton of different ways. You have baseball, you have college football, UFC, NBA, and NFL. Great for the NFL season now being here. And if I wanted to bet on this Tennessee Titans versus Buffalo Bills game, it shows me in real time what are the best odds, which sports book I'm going to get the best offer from versus some of the worst ones. Because why would you want to earn less money from PointsBet when you could be winning more from ProLine Plus? Again, a great thing that BetStamp offers you, allowing you to make more money for the same pick just with a different sports book. How easy is that? And the great thing is there's not just games. There's player props. There's game props. There's lines. There's live tracking. There's a ton of great ways to make bets and picks on BetStamp, guys. Totally a cool thing to use. I highly encourage you check it out if you're into any kind of online betting. Even if you're not, give it a check. See what you like about it, because I think I actually enjoy using it. But the best way to get an edge on online sports betting is having multiple accounts at different sports books. Be sure to hit the BetLink page, betstamp.app/onboarding. Be sure to check out the BetStamp app or online, and be sure to use the referral code JUICE, plug in your state, and you'll get access to all their affiliates and their prices once you open it up, seeing all states' lines. Be sure to check this out, guys. You won't want to miss it for the best odds on your next sports bet.